Hello and welcome to Tool Time Tuesday. I'm Sarah Stovetop, your pampered chef. And I have my trusty sidekick Hobbs here, and he is ready for his biscuit, which is our everyday, our tradition, I guess I should say. Come on over here, Hobbs, and say hello to the people. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, there you go. He's my Labrador Retriever. He is 13 years old. He will be 14 in February. So he's an old guy, but he's sweet. And, you know, we have these traditions. He's trained me very well to to give him his biscuit every time. So welcome. I'm excited to show you. I am making meatloaf. I have the Giada deLaurentis recipe, which my good friend Susie shared with me a while ago. And I love this recipe because it's made with turkey, ground turkey meat, but it has some really fun things in it. And so I decided instead of making just a full loaf, I'm going to make mini ones. So what do you think I'm using for the minis? Feel free to type in the comments what you think, what tool you think I'm using. Hi, Kim. Thank you so much for joining us. So it's a tool that can be that I can use to make miniature little meatloaves. So let's get started. Hopefully you won't see it when I put it over here. I want to see if you guys have any comments on that. So just to let you know, if you are tuning in on Facebook and you've never seen me before on Facebook, I use a streaming service called StreamYard, and the best way for me to know when you're commenting who you are is to give StreamYard permission. And the way to do that is to go to, hold on, I'm gonna stop the ticker, is to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. You give them permission and you never have to do it again, in theory. I mean, I don't know if Facebook changes, then you might have to, but right now, that's what you have to do. So feel free to go ahead and do that and come back. You can like open up a different tab and do it and then come right back. And we're gonna make some mini meatloaves. So that is what needs to be done in order for me to see your name. Oh, Kim has already she's already guessed properly. You are right, Kim. We have the brownie pan. We're going to make little mini meatloaves using the brownie pan. I've already put a little bit of oil in here to kind of grease it up. Even though they're nonstick, the recipes always say to grease it, you know, a little bit of oil. So let's get started. This has some really great ingredients. I'm really excited, and I have to open up my iPad again. It stopped on me. Hold on one second. There we go. All right, so this recipe calls for breadcrumbs. We need a half a cup of, it says plain breadcrumbs, but I'm using ones that have Italian seasoning in them already. It's fine. And it's a half a cup. This is a little over a half a cup, but you know, you don't want to put like that much left. So it's all going into my pot, my bowl. In addition to that, it calls for fresh flat leaf parsley, but today I'm going to use spinach. So I filled up my prep bowl almost to the top with spinach, and then I'm just using, and I already started this, I'm using my professional shears. I love these to chop things up, and I'm just chopping up the spinach. So it's going to add a little bit of green to it, which is always good. Green is always good. So that's going in there. And I'm going to do the same kind of chopping with sun-dried tomatoes. So the recipe suggests sun-dried tomatoes that have garlic and herb marinade. And this one is with Italian herbs. So I don't know if it has garlic in it or not. Let me see. Yes, it does. Has the sun-dried Roma tomatoes, olive oil, garlic, herbs. So I think this would qualify. I love these sun-dried tomatoes. They're delicious. And so sometimes you can get them julienned. These happen to be halves. So I'm actually going to turn down the camera and show you. Whoops. I need two hands for this. I'm going to show you. There we go. I think you can see that now, all this now. Okay. I'll show you how I do this. So I usually hold on to it, and I just do a little bit of cutting. And these are really sharp, so they do a great job of snipping through. I use this technique for herbs a lot too. If you have a big need for chopped herbs in a salad or as a garnish even, it's a quick way to do it rather than the knife. I feel like I have a little bit more control over it than I do when I use a knife, especially for something like the sun-dried tomatoes, because they would stick to the knife. And for some reason, they just seem to fall off, or it's just a little bit easier. And you can see it didn't take me very long to get them all chopped up. So those are just about ready, and they're going to go in to, let's see, there we go. Don't those look great? Those are going to go into our bowl here. So inside, I'm using one of the stainless steel mixing bowls, which I love these. They have a lid that goes with them, with a little hole to hold, so you can hold it while you're pouring. And then, of course, they have the non-slide bottom, the silicone bottom. Okay, so we've got the sun-dried tomatoes. We're going to add 2 cloves of garlic, which I've already minced because they were big cloves, and I knew it would take me a while. And then a teaspoon of peppers going in there. And then let's see what else have we got to go in there. Oh, we need 2 eggs, and I've set them out at room temperature. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them. Just whip them a little bit. I'm going to use a little mini whipper because I haven't used this guy in a while. And it really does a good job of whipping up your eggs if you are making a couple eggs for breakfast, or if you need them for a recipe like this. And what I do, it's also great for powdered drinks like cocoa or something like that. So those eggs are going in. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of milk. And it calls for whole milk, but we don't have any. So I'm just going to use my almond milk. Oh, I probably should shake it up too to make sure it's not too settled. And then we need 2 tablespoons. So I love the little petite easy read measuring cup because I don't have to bend over to watch it just to see what it is, what the level is. So that's about 2 tablespoons. So that's going in there. And then it calls for feta cheese. Well, guess what? I didn't have feta cheese. I thought I did, but I didn't. But I do have farmer's cheese. So I'm going to put the farmer's cheese in, which is like, I don't even know how to, what it, it's like a little bit creamier than feta. Kind of like goat's cheese, the consistency and flavor of goat's cheese. So how bad could it be, right? It's good. So that's going in there. I love the scoop and spread for various reasons, but yeah, it's kind of fun. Oh, and I forgot I was using the measure-all cup. I could do it that way too. So that's going to go in there, and we'll kind of mix that up. And we've got the pepper. Okay, so then we're going to add the turkey in just a second. But you can see how kind of everything goes together, and then you add the turkey. And that's really it, guys. I mean, the feta probably would have been a little harder. The cheese would have been spread in little clumps. But I think this will be fine. And then we've got the turkey. I have a pound. I got this at Trader Joe's. They have an organic turkey, which I think is perfect. Whoops, I don't need the paper in there. I think that would be extra fiber. What do you think? So we just want to mix this up, so till it's mixed, but not overly mixed. Gently stirring it, I guess you'd say. That's what the recipe says. But I love Giada deLaurentis. I don't know if you guys ever used to watch her, have watched her on like the Food Channel, or maybe it's Channel 11. I can't remember. Public television. I've seen her a bunch of times, but I just think she's a really good cook, and she's simple. Her recipes are simple, but flavorful, really delicious. So, okay, I think this is probably mixed up enough. What do you think? I'd love. I guess I should turn the camera up so I can see if there's any people on here. Okay, sun-dried tomatoes is what. Okay, wait a sec. Could have put could have put them in the manual food processor. They're so sticky though. Sometimes they just stick to the blades. I think that's why I kind of go at it with, because you don't want to have to put your hands on the blades to like clean them off. That's why I like the snipping method. I think that works a little bit better, but good idea. You could use the food chopper. I generally don't do that, but I think the food chopper would work really well because you have a little bit more leverage on it. So that's a good question though, Kim. Thank you. I'm looking to see if there's any other questions. Okay. Anybody else who wants to chime in? I am happy to listen and listen. I'm happy to answer your questions as soon as we get this in the brownie pan. So Kim, you answered correctly. That it was the brownie pan. And you guys, I'm using the three tablespoon scoop to get this in here. And I'll just push it down a little bit and we'll see how that goes. I may need to then redistribute. We'll see, but I'll start with the 3 because it's quick and easy. And I feel like it's gonna give us some good coverage here. I try not to do, I try to find the ideal scoop size. This is usually good for like brownies in the brownie pan. So why not for these little mini meatloafs? And the reason I decided to make the mini meatloafs is I realized that my husband is taking lunch to work every day. And I wanted to give him a little variety. So we'll eat a couple of these for dinner. And then he can take 1 or 2 for lunch the next day. My son also could take some. And whatever we don't finish, I can freeze. And then, if somebody's, home for dinner and nobody else is here, they've got something they can pull out of the freezer and really quickly have dinner. So look at how quickly this came together. It did not take me long to get everything assembled, even before. I was actually like waiting for 5:30 because I was already done with my setup. So, just the whole idea that this is such a fast dinner and this is so delicious. I mean, this is a really fun recipe to make and easy. I mean, really easy. And, as with anything, it just takes the right tools. I had a little left over I'm going to distribute. Just takes the right tools for any recipe. And I got the right tools, so I feel pretty lucky. That's the whole ball game. How about that? 1 pound of ground turkey, 1 teaspoon of pepper, ground black pepper, and let's see, 1/2 cup of the cheese. I didn't use feta this time. I used farmer's cheese, so we'll see how that tastes. I'm sure it'll be delicious. 2 tablespoons of whole milk, 2 eggs at room temperature. It probably makes a difference in just getting everything ready. And then 2 cloves of minced garlic, 1/4 cup of the sun-dried tomatoes. And you want to pat those dry. If they're in oil, like you can get them sun-dried not in oil. You want to make sure that if you get the ones in oil like I did, that you pat them a little bit dry to absorb some of that oil. You don't want all that oil in your mixture. And then I did about 1/2 cup of spinach, whereas it calls for 1/3 cup of flat parsley chopped, and then 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. And then you spray or actually I don't use the spray on my pans because it builds up, but I use just the silicone basting brush and move around the oil that way. So this is going to go in a 375 oven. Now the recipe calls for, I think, 45 minutes, but because it's in the brownie pan, I'm going to go for 20 minutes. Not 2 minutes. There we go. Because and then I'll start testing it. And you want to make sure that it's at 165 is the poultry temperature that you should have. And I always like to use a thermometer, especially with poultry, because it can get excuse me, a little bit it can be an issue. You want to make sure that it's fully cooked. You don't want to eat raw turkey or chicken. So I use the Pampered Chef digital thermometer. This is great. You can do it either just with the probe, and it actually tells you the different temperatures. And for example, chicken turkey is 165, and even gives you in Celsius, and you can change it to Celsius if that's what your preferred way to measure is. And then it also has this long probe, which actually I'm going to use because then I'll know when it's done and I don't have to open the oven. So you just attach it. It's really easy to do. You put it in here, just like putting headphones in, right? And then you can turn it on at will. And then the other end, it's really long probe. And the other end you stick into one of the, I'm going to stick it into one of the little brownie pan things. So let's do that. And as long as I got it, I may as well use it, right? We used it for our turkey on Thanksgiving, which was really helpful. And then it can be outside the oven. And all I have to do is turn it on to find out what the temperature is. And right now it is 61 degrees in that turkey. So it's got a ways to go. So we'll watch that. I won't keep you to watch that. But if you have any questions, let me know. We're going to do another challenge in my VIP club. And so the challenge is going to be about, just share your favorite cookie recipes. And we're going to see how many, do like a cookie exchange, a virtual cookie exchange, which I've never done before. So I thought that would be kind of fun. And then, so if you would like to get in on that, and I will be giving away one of our spice packets for that. Let's see. If you want to get in on that, let me find the Sarah Stovetop's VIP club. There it is. So join my VIP club so you can get in on that. And if you have a favorite recipe for cookies, this is your time to shine, and come show us that. The other thing I've been asking in the group, if what techniques you'd like to learn. So we're going to be exploring some cooking techniques or some cooking ingredients that people are interested in finding out about. Some of them I don't know how to use yet either. So we'll learn together, and I invite you to join us. So that's it for today for Tool Time Tuesday. It was a pretty short, fairly short, I hope. Yeah, I'm in under 20 minutes, which is always my goal. So I hope you're having a great day. Join my group because I'd love to meet with you, and see how you're doing and find out what you're interested in cooking wise. So see you over there at Sarah Stovetop's VIP Club on Facebook. And I will be posting, I'll post the recipe below in the notes. And what else am I going to do? I think that's it. But I would love to see you over in Facebook land. Have a great evening. And for those of you who are joining from my VIP club, now you know what the challenge is going to be this month. Let's get some cookies done. Okay, have a great evening, and bon appetit. See you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.